boy, this is exciting. This is exciting. Welcome, everyone, to the CVC Legacy Project's first annual virtual fundraising gala. Don't worry, we're not starting yet.
Nope.
There's just a little pre-funk, little break-in.
Yep.
We're just checking in.
Checking in, seeing how you're doing. That's right. We are minutes away from our main program starting at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're coming to you from Seattle.
Yeah, we are.
Just a reminder, the silent auction is broken into 2 tiers. The first tier of the silent auction will close tonight at 5:15, and the second tier at 5:20.
Yeah, so you'll notice that there's that T1 or T2 on every auction item. Make sure you know which item is in which group. So T1 closes at 5:15 p.m. and T2 at 5:20 p.m.
So start bidding.
Now. We've been bidding.
I mean, for the last couple of days.
Yeah.
You can see the Sarah and the Fred. That's
Yep,
us.
that's
We're
us.
up there. We want to win. So don't bid on the stuff.
Yeah, bid.
And we'll try to beat you.
You
again.
can outbid us.
Yeah. And then to get set up on your computers, you either click sign in on the top right of the page, or you can just start bidding and you'll be prompted to sign in or create an account. Now, if you've entered your credit card, if you haven't entered your credit card information yet, you have to make sure to do that too to start bidding.
Yeah, that's right. And your credit card info, it's safe. We use Stripe, a third-party bank-level secured vendor, so you're all set. So thank you so much for being here. Keep on bidding. Again, T1, the first tier of the silent auction, closes at 5:15 p.m. And we'll see you right back here when we go live at 5 p.m. Well, here we are. Look at us.
Hello.
Live and in person. Welcome, everyone, to the first ever virtual gala benefiting the CVC Legacy Project. My name is Fred Northup Jr. I'm lucky enough to be your auctioneer this evening.
We are very lucky to have you, Fred.
Well, likewise.
And I am your MC, Sarah Rudenoff. Thank you for being here. By being here, you are preserving photojournalist Charlie Cole's legacy, and you are helping share the stories of his life's work through exhibitions and the publications of images. As we see, with the very current events happening right now in the Ukraine, photojournalism and the pursuit of capturing images in real time to share with the global community is more important now than ever.
Absolutely. And of course, in addition, your generosity tonight creates the opportunity to share the collection management and legacy structure with other artists and photographers and estates so they too can tend to their collections. So thank you for what you're about to do.
Now, we are live in the Legacy Studio here in Seattle,
look
Washington.
At that. Look at all
you want
the
a
people.
Pullback? We have some crazy, are they ready to show a little camera?
Oh yeah, we've got
extension cords.
Right, whatever we
levels.
need. This is a professional operation.
If anybody needs duct tape, let us know during
Right,
the,
or
we'll figure it out. We are live here, and we are in the Inscape Arts and Cultural Building in the ID in the International District in Seattle, Washington.
In fact, Inscape used to be the former INS Immigration and Detention Building. The studio we're in was once the Immigration Court. The Legacy Project is located in the IC studios. Get it? IC and then also IC.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, well, it's what they did.
Very
but,
nice.
They get the credit.
Yes. Okay, now let's talk about how to support the CVC Legacy Project. Now, first things first, the first tier of the silent auction will close at 5:15 and the second tier at 5:20. So the last chance to bid on the silent auction, the first tier of the silent auction, including the Waterways Dining Cruise all along Lake Union there,
Yep.
the El Gaucho gift card, can have like fabulous cigar at El Gaucho, the Emerald Forest Treehouse Outdoor Theater, which I know you've bid on already.
Yep. So again, it all is closing down 5:15 and 5:20. T1 closes at 5:15, so you got just less than 12, about 12 or 13 minutes left. T2 items close at 5:20. Now, we close each item when we get to those times one at a time, so keep bidding on your phone until your favorite item fully closes. But when in doubt, just bid more. But again, we're going to start closing T1 items at 5:15 p.m. Pacific. And keep an eye on your items. You'll get an email when you're outbid, but you don't want that. That's embarrassing.
No.
You'll be able to bid on the same page as you watch this gala, of course, so no need to toggle back and forth. Or you can have two pages open. Maybe you want to watch, on your bigger screen, like your laptop, and then grab a second device like a phone and do your bidding there. Whatever you want, it's up to you.
Up to you. Any device, you can have we have many devices here.
Right.
Take out all the devices and bid on all of them.
Sure.
Bid quickly. And as T1 will start closing first at 5:15, thank you in advance for supporting the CVC Legacy Project each time you bid there.
That's right. Now, even though it's a virtual event and we can't all be together, we're going to keep it as fun as possible for those of you joining us from the comfort of your own homes. I understand we've got some folks all the way from the Philippines, in Japan, in Texas, in Florida who are watching, and of course, in Washington. So here's what we've got planned for you. We have two wonderful videos that will show you the impact of your work. And then we'll all raise our virtual paddles to invest in this work. And then we get to celebrate your generosity with some really cool music and photography. We have a performance from Rambling Steve Gardner that was made just for us. So you ready?
Let's do
this.
this.
Let's warm up, everyone. Get your bidding hands ready. By the way, if you're watching and you ever have a technical glitch, like the audio and the video stop syncing, just refresh your browser and most problems will be magically fixed.
Magically. This is the CVC Legacy Project's first fundraising event, and we are so thrilled that you are here with us tonight. It has been quite a ride this past year, and the project couldn't have done it without the support of so many of you. While you're still bidding, we want to thank our sponsors for their continued support. First, to Joe Easterday, whom you'll see a little later at Windermere Mount Baker Real Estate. Thank you, Joe.
Yes, thank you so much. We also want to thank our other sponsors, starting with Sarah Rudenoff of Rudenoff Residential. Who's that?
Me.
Oh, yeah, I know you. Heidi Devereaux with High Design. Thank you so much. Michelle Locke and Catalyst Presents. We know a lot of these people. In fact, all of them. Laura Tackix of Speaking Trauma. Susan Jones and Red Pole and Susan Cole Real Estate. We know all of these. These are celebrities. celebrities.
We're in the know.
And of course, the person we wish we knew, rambling Steve Gardner. Thank you.
Also, we want to take a moment to thank our fiscal sponsor, Shun Pike, Executive Director Lena Sandsmark, and our CVC Client Manager, Casey Mosier. Now, Shun Pike is a 501c3 nonprofit agency, and it empowers our project here at the CVC Project.
Yeah, because with a smaller project like ours, taking on a 501c3 nonprofit status, that can be daunting. It can be an unnecessary project.
Lots of paperwork.
Lots of paperwork.
Yeah.
So fortunately for the CVC Legacy Project, Washington State has fiscal sponsorships like Shun Pike here that are available. And Shun Pike is an arts-focused nonprofit, and they partner with the Legacy Project, and they get to extend the benefits of being a nonprofit to the project without it having to go through filing by itself. So that means the CVC Legacy Project can also apply for things like grants and fellowships too. Again, it's more magic.
This is
So much
only the
magic.
magic that I can do. This.
That counts. I can do this.
Plus, Shun Pike does the admin work and allows us to work on the project and focus on our real mission, which is providing all of the legacy that we're trying to do for these photojournalist projects. Tonight, you will see that the donations you make to the CVC Legacy Project are made through Shun Pike and dedicated to our project. Because we're under Shun Pike's umbrella, your donations tonight are 100% tax deductible.
How cool is that? So let's give a big hand to all of our generous sponsors for making this event happen. Look at that. The crowd goes wild. Again, if you haven't gotten set up yet to bid and donate, now is the time. The first tier, T1 of the silent auction, closing at 5:15.
That's like-
so we're just about 7 minutes away, 7 or 8 minutes away. If you have questions, you can call us 206-954-5796. Again, 954-5796. Say hi to Brian, who can help you out.
Now, Fred, you talked a little bit about why we're here tonight, but let's explain a little bit more about the CVC Legacy Project. The project was created after award-winning photojournalist Charlie Cole died suddenly in 2019. And because his sister Susan had some experience in museum photography and legacy work, she began looking into starting a project not only to get his work organized into cohesive bodies of work, she also wanted to share that process with others who might be wanting to get their artwork or photographic works in order.
Yeah, and the project was kicked off in February on Charlie's birthday in 2020, just weeks before the pandemic shutdown. Not too long after, Susan went to care for her father in Houston, where she stayed with him until he died last spring. And it became clear after a couple of months of work that she needed help, both with staff and funding. So shortly thereafter, Susan Jones, Heidi Devereaux, and Brian Marty started working to help build this project.
Your generosity tonight is so important to building this project, and you might have noticed most of Charlie's photos are oddly but intentionally absent from both the Gala and the CVC website. And that's because, believe it or not, it's vital for the project to have copyright and reproduction protections prior to his work being on the internet. Mm-hmm. As you may have read in the news, artists and photographers can spend years in court trying to protect or regain their rights to their own works. And we want to ensure that we have the rights and protections ahead of time, since much of Charlie's work was made prior to day-to-day internet presence.
That's right. And as you can imagine, after a decades-long career and taking thousands of images in slide and negative formats, the Legacy team, they have a lot of work to do. So when you bid, when you donate tonight, you are helping to purchase a dedicated workhorse of a computer that our legacy specialists can use, a professional grade film and slide scanner, necessary software for photo processing and database building, archival supplies, and of course, you're helping to pay the folks who do all of that hard work.
Yes, and to learn more, let's check out tonight's presentation on the CVC project and what the CVC team does.
So, what exactly is a legacy project? When a photographer or artist has bodies of work, cohesive access to those works is essential to its perpetual existence. Public libraries, museums, even newspapers have archives the public can access. In Charlie's case, it's about his countless stories captured on film and not yet accessible. While I was working as a museum collections photographer, Charlie and I often talked about getting his work digitized and his stories archived. A daunting task, no doubt, that always seemed to be put on the back burner. Several years ago, I had the opportunity to be part of the Joan Mitchell Foundation's Legacy Pilot Program. Partnering with Seattle's Artists Trust, I was trained as a legacy specialist in their collaborative Creating a Living Legacy initiative to work with artists and estates to provide resources and instruction in career documentation, inventory management, and legacy planning. Charlie had begun the digital documentation of his works, but photographing and storing digital format of works is only the first step in the documentation process and is not the creation of a complete archive. When Charlie died so suddenly, it only made sense then to take on the arduous task to preserve Charlie's stories through a legacy project. On the anniversary of his birthday in February 2020, we kicked off the project, not knowing within a few weeks the world as we knew it would pull in its shutters for a pandemic lockdown. We are now underway in earnest, developing the logistics to preserve and share the legacy of Charlie's astonishing career, as well as creating a legacy structure to share with others. The initial 2022 phase of the project is to gather images, digitally photograph prints, and scan analog images, to collect oral histories and cohesive information of his assignments and their experiences from friends and colleagues, to physically archive ephemera, to create an accessible database, to secure copyright and reproduction rights, and to create a teachable legacy structure to share with others. There are times in our lives where we need to do something, not because we're highly skilled, have the time, or have the financial means, but simply because we know someone needs to make it happen.
It's so amazing, right? That project looks like so much work. Where do you even start with something like that?
No kidding, with a career spanning decades and almost everything in analog format, that means working with a lot of slides and negatives. There's a lot to do, and it's going to be fascinating to see all of these stories that they get to uncover and share with all of us.
And again, one way to support this work is by bidding. We are just minutes away, about 1 or 2 minutes away from the first tier, T1, closing down at 5:15. If you really want something, just keep on bidding. You can even outbid yourself.
Don't wait until the last second to bid, of course. We're doing this for charity, so show us how much you love this project. Bid early and often, bid high.
Yeah, it's fun to bid, but it's even more fun to win. So again, that first tier, T1, closing in a minute at 5:15 p.m. Pacific.
Now, in case you're not clear of which of the T1 items, anything with that sort of T1, the first 20 items, you see that T1 in the field, that's what's closing at 5:15.
Seconds away. So you and I have both been bidding that first tier. There's those 3 different ticket options for the Emerald Forest Outdoor Treehouse Theater. If you love Treehouse Masters, there's that pet photo shoot, Tutabella and El Gaucho gift cards. We're seconds away from 5:15.
Michelle Babb's books and sessions, she's so wonderful. The book club packages, the photo center memberships, and much more.
Yes, we've got we've got that Aldera handwoven scarf.
This was by right away, so this is already gone.
Right, so let that be a lesson. If you see something you really want, just dig deep, buy it right now. Congrats to Michelle Locke. Time is closing down. So here's what's happening. It's 5:15. We're going to start closing these items one at a time.
They close one at a time, so look and see if there's something you like.
Yep, that Lisa West watercolor is gone.
That's already gone. Laura Boone, congratulations on that.
Susan Cole's photographic print is gone to Shelley Park. We love that photo so much. So that
great.
One is gone as well.
That's one that Susan took on Mount Si when she was climbing up there. That's gone as well.
That's gone. Aldera Designs.
The basket.
Gone because of our buy it now. So listen, since it's 5:15 and we're closing down the first tier, let's talk about what's closing down in the second tier.
What can we still get here?
Yes, so let's talk about in that second tier, if we could skip ahead to that T2 tier, Megan. Because now we've got about 5 minutes left until 5:20.
So those we sort of save that for, the larger items are here.
Yeah, those are like the 4 big ones.
Big guys are coming up here. So we got 5 more minutes to bid on those. And don't forget about the Bali trip.
4 more minutes now.
Oh my gosh,
Time is ticking away.
Time. How does it work?
Right,
it's magic. Okay, Bali. Now, Bali is, if you've never been there, there's a reason Charlie actually lived in Bali and just had, it's such a unique experience here, this package. Now, this is not staying at Charlie's Villa, but you do enjoy a 7-night stay for up to 3 people at the Golden Buddha Resort. That's Saturday to Saturday. Check the bidding page for details, but this comes with daily breakfast for 2 full body massages, a special dinner prepared and served at the resort, daily housekeeping service
gosh,
Fred,
yes, please.
and 1 diving or snorkeling excursion accompanied by a master diver.
And you can see these photographs. This is so beautiful. Right now, the starting bid is $2,100. This package is valued at over $3,000. So
Wow.
this is a great way to support the project, but also find yourself in Bali. How cool is that? Plus, I love boating in Seattle. I am a boater myself, so make sure you check out that Waterways dining cruise, also in Group T2, closing down in about 3 minutes at
Now, it looks like
5:20.
Brian Marty has just beat Stephen there.
Uh-oh,
So I don't know,
Brian Marty
Stephen, if you
took
want
the
to put in one more bid there.
Yes, so Jennifer Boyer, you've also been outbid, as has Susan Cole. So Brian Marty currently in the lead. Brian right now is going to get an unforgettable dining experience aboard a beautiful yacht, complete with the finest culinary offerings, attentive service, and stunning views of Seattle's Lake Union and Lake Washington. So everyone, you can outbid Brian. You've got about 3 minutes left or so.
Love it. Now, also, we have in this tier a choose your own adventure with WorldMark. Now, you can pick the destination that works for you. They have places in Lake Chelan if you want to stay close and you want to drive to your vacation. You could go to Vegas. You could go to Maui. I'm from Hawaii. You could have a fabulous, wonderful time on Maui, San Diego. Let's see. Oh, I'm still in the lead there at $900. Okay.
Oh, nice.
The Virgin Islands, the East Coast, the South, up to you, up to me, maybe if I win. I get to stay in a 1-bedroom condo unless someone beats me to it
That's
for a
right.
whole week.
Heidi, Sarah, Devereaux, you were outbidding Sarah. Sarah doesn't have her phone on her right now, so she's at a disadvantage. Plus Bali and Italy, those are in Group T2 as well. You mentioned Bali. I'll talk about Italy. Someone gets to enjoy the Casa Amorino package in Cortona, Italy.
Fabulous.
With less than 2 minutes remaining, you get to enjoy a beautiful 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, greeted by a beautiful garden and patio area. Inside the apartment, you'll find a stunning spiral staircase, high ceilings, true Tuscan decor. Up that wooden spiral staircase, you'll find your bedroom, the bathroom, a balcony that looks out over your private garden courtyard. Located right in the heart of Cortona, about a 1-minute walk into the town center. And again, those T2 items, the remaining 4 T2 items, those are going to close one at a time starting at 5:20 p.m. So you've got about a minute left. So
One more
bid
minute.
high, scare off the competition. You know what I mean? All right, so as that final minute ticks away, we're almost at 5:20. While you finish your bidding, we're going to talk more about Charlie's important work. Perhaps the most infamous, of course, was the image Charlie took when he was in Beijing covering the student-led demonstrations and what became an after-midnight massacre on Tiananmen Square. He photographed the iconic Tank Man photo of the young man standing in front of the 3 tanks the following morning.
And did you know that Bing, Microsoft's search engine in mainland China, shut down the Tank Man images last June on the 32nd anniversary? Now, we believe Bing operates within mainland China, which means Microsoft is forced to censor search results for Chinese users according to Chinese law. And in China, they particularly censor images and information about the massacre and the killings that ensued. China's internet censorship typically ramps up in the weeks leading to the event's anniversary.
Right, so we just can't take liberties like these for granted. That Tank Man image had such an impact from the get-go in 1989, and it still does today. I can remember the first time I saw it. I mean, we all do.
Me too.
So before we head into our Raise the Paddle part of tonight's fundraiser, we have a 6-minute video to share so that you can learn more about his iconic image. Take a look.
During this time, I'm thinking, this guy is going to be killed any moment now. And if he is, I just can't miss this. This is something that he's giving his life for. It's my responsibility to record it as accurately as possible. I realized that the Public Security Bureau had been watching us from the other rooftop by binoculars. So I went in and took the film out of the camera and reloaded it into the plastic film can. And went into the toilet, took off the top of the toilet and put it in the holding tank, put the toilet top back on. And shortly after that, probably 10, 15 minutes afterwards, the Public Security Bureau broke through the door. They got one other roll of film from the shots that I'd taken from the night before, and they were pretty satisfied they'd cleaned up the situation. About a day and a half later, I worked my way back through the back streets to the Beijing Hotel, and luckily nobody had flushed the toilet.
Hello, my name is Joe Easterday. I'm a friend of Susan Cole's. I just want to tell a story of a connection I have to Charlie Cole. I moved to Seattle in 1989, the fall of 1989, to do a year of what was considered at the time kind of a domestic Peace Corps. I lived in a house with about 6 other folks, and we all were doing social work in the Seattle area. And that happens to be, I think the Tiananmen Square was happened that spring, that summer of 1989. And so that fall, if I remember right, and I don't remember all the details, I think somebody paid to take out a full-page ad in the New York Times of the picture that Charlie Cole took of the Tiananmen Square and what came to be known as Tank Man. My roommate saw the picture in the New York Times and felt at the time it touched him, and it also he associated it with the quote of Robert Kennedy. And so he kept the picture, tore it out of the New York Times, and then hand wrote the quote on the picture, and then we had it on our wall. And it was just more the symbolism of what the person there was doing in Tiananmen Square in terms of standing up against oppression that we saw every day and appreciated what this person had done there in the Tiananmen Square. And little did I know that, almost 20 years later, maybe more, that I became friends with Susan Cole, who is the sister of Charlie Cole. And so I think at this time I'll read the quote that my roommate associated with the picture came from Robert Kennedy. And so on the picture he wrote the quote or saying, "It is from the numberless diverse acts of courage and belief that human history is shaped. Each time a man stands up for an ideal, or acts to improve the lot of others, or strikes out against injustice, he sends forth a tiny ripple of hope, and crossing each other from a million different centers of energy, and daring those ripples, build a current that can sweep down the mightiest walls of oppression and resistance." So with that, I've had the connection with Susan, and most recently in the last couple of years when I realized that was her brother. So a small world story, but again, it's had a major impact in the sense that we had this picture in our household since 1989, or one of our friends' households. So thank you, and appreciate your time.
Such an amazing story. That single man was so incredibly brave to take on those military tanks, especially after a night of massacre, and I cannot imagine what was going on in his mind as he stood there and waved his hand, but it's so astonishing. There's so much more to the stories, too.
And as Fred said earlier, now is your opportunity to raise your virtual paddle and make a 100% tax-deductible donation. This is your opportunity to preserve photojournalist Charlie Cole's legacy and help share the stories of his life's work through exhibitions and publications of images. We really hope you'll dig deep tonight and help raise funds needed to get 2022 off to a strong start.
That's right. Now, before we begin, just a reminder of how to donate while you're watching. Find the Just a Moment Gala donation box and make your gift right now. Tax-deductible donation, as you mentioned. There are 4 pre-filled amounts starting at $500 and working down, or you can dig deep and give more, or give whatever number is just truly meaningful to you using that custom donation box.
And we're going to make it easy for you. We have a Raise the Paddle match. So all gifts raised tonight in tonight's Raise the Paddle will be matched dollar for dollar up to $10,000.
Which is an incredible opportunity. If you donate $100, it becomes $200. If you donate $1,000, it becomes $2,000. So again, we hope everyone watching will dig deep and make a gift that is truly meaningful to you. And of course, dig deep knowing your donation will be matched dollar for dollar up to $10,000.
Amazing.
That's incredible. Now, we were going to start our giving off at the $500 level, but we now have a donation of $1,000, which is incredible. We're watching these gifts coming in live. If you can join them at $1,000, please do. And again, that $1,000 becomes $2,000.
$2,000.
So, yes, if you can join them. And we're watching gifts coming in right now. Dorothy Driver, thank you for donating. Dorothy Driver Hutchinson, rather, thank you for donating. We appreciate your generosity. Let's start at an official first level, which is $500. And when you give $500, you help us purchase a film and slide scanner.
And we want to thank our lead $500 donors. Debbie Cole donated $500. Thank you, Debbie.
Yep, and what's amazing, of course, is because of the match, Debbie's $500 becomes
$1,000.
$1,000. That's good math. So if you can join Debbie Cole at $500, please do. Again, we're watching more gifts.
Serena Heslop.
Thank you.
Heather Cole. Steve Jones. Hello, Steve Jones, an old friend of mine.
Thank you so much. So we're going to keep going at the $250 level. Who can join us right now with your tax-deductible donation of $250? And remember, because of our match, your $250 now becomes $500.
We are doing
right
so much
now.
math. We're so good at it. We have a few 250 donors to thank. Thank you, Laura Taxix. Donated $300,
Woo!
and because of that, 300 becomes Fred.
Hold on.
Fred,
Let me get my
come
phone.
on.
Stop. 600.
There we go. Good job.
See, I know. It's great. Remember, you can join Laura at the $300 level, or whatever level is truly meaningful to you, using that custom box when you donate. So if you can join us at $250 or more, please do. Again, we're seeing these gifts coming in live right now. We can scroll. We've seen these names. Show us some more if you can. We're seeing.
Refresh the page
We've
here.
got stuff coming in live. So again, our next level is $100. If you can join us at $100, please do. Remember, we've got matching funds of $10,000.
We don't want to leave any of that on the table tonight.
That's right. Your $100 becomes $200, and maybe you've already given. You want to give again?
Yes.
You can
yes,
do that.
you can do that. Yes, of course. I just saw Dorothy gave twice.
Dorothy gave twice.
Thank
we
you.
can see that.
And we have a few $100 donors to thank. We have Elisa Boots donated $200. Jessica Bros, $100. Simone. Simone, you're going to hate me because I love and know you, and your name is so hard to say. Bouters. Okay, Fred's going to take a guess.
Simone Bouters. That's how I would say it. I live in Paris. So
I love it.
Yeah.
And Simone, you donated $100.
Thank you.
Matt Treadway donated $100. Thank you to everyone who's digging deep, giving right now. And I want to give twice to take advantage of the match. If you want to give twice, please do.
You can. Right, so we're seeing more names over here. This is perfect. We see
go.
Laura
Cindy
Boone.
Burns.
Laura Boone gave twice. That's really generous. Thank you so much, Laura. Michelle Locke.
Nicole Ryan.
Shelley Park. Ramona Mayer.
Martha Crawford.
Yep.
Look at all you. Thank
Ann
you.
Mann,
Ann
Thomas
Mann.
Jones, thank you. And man joining us at $250. Eduardo, thank you for your generosity. Steve Jones. We're probably thanking some people twice, which is fine because it's not a bad thing to have so many people giving that you can't remember who
Thank you for this generosity.
gave. Yes. And finally, we've got a $50 level. That is one of the choices there. This is the last level officially, so we hope you'll join us if you haven't given already.
You can tell all your friends you donated $100, even if you donated $50.
That's right.
Because it's being matched.
It's being matched. That's right. So who else can we thank here?
Here we go.
Dorothy Driver, I saw, donated $50. Thank you, Dorothy.
Shelley Park. We have, we're getting Kate.
Ramona.
I think we're
Mayor, have we said Jessica Bros? I don't know who we've said anymore. It's all a blur of generosity. Of course, Susan Cole, thank you for your generosity.
Windermere Mount Baker, Windermere Real Estate
Windermere
donated
Real Estate?
$1,000.
Well,
Thank
look at
you.
that. Thank you. That's very
Like that.
generous. I love all of that. So keep your gifts coming in right now. If you're sitting there at home, you're like, wait a minute, where's my wallet? We'll wait.
We'll
right?
wait.
Yeah.
We've got all the time in the world.
Right. It's 5:31 or whatever. We've got.
We'll just do our
time.
magic.
Yeah,
You know.
we'll play with duct tape. There's duct tape and saws here. That's
There's
normally
that's
frightening,
Like a plumbing,
but not
plumbing implement.
not at a studio. Right. I don't know if we're watching Dexter or making movies. Something. So, keep those gifts coming in right now. Keep digging deep. If you're watching us on YouTube, then you've got that link below that you can go to, or if you wanted to open up a second device, you can just go to that link below. So thank you, of course, to everyone who is digging deep. Brian, Marty, again, thank you for your generosity, and Dorothy and Serena and Heather and Steve. We're just watching all of these gifts coming in. We're so appreciative. I know that your support means the world to CVC.
Yes, thank you so much. And CVC is just beginning. So when, if tonight you only could give 50, really, keep refreshing on CVC all year long. Next year, what's happening?
Stay engaged.
Yeah, stay engaged with the community here, because not only are they creating things for Charlie's work, but like Susan said, she is trying to make this something where you could come and do your own work and archive
Right.
your own work and your own art. So
And it's so cool to get in right now at the ground level. You're like a venture capitalist for this great, wonderful idea, and what a wonderful way to
Yes.
remember Charlie's work too, and Charlie as a person. So yes,
And the
keep on
website,
giving.
and if you can't give tonight too, the website is always open. They are connected to Shunpike as an organization, so you can always give if there is always time. And finally, we want to thank you all for your support you've shown us tonight. People are here from Tokyo, Japan, and Rambling Steve Gardner.
Right, Rambling Steve Gardner.
In Tokyo.
One of his friends is in Tokyo right now. Steve and Charlie, they actually go way back. Here comes our ride, by the way. I don't know if that's picking up, but they're coming right now. So, Steve and Charlie, they go way back. They actually met as college students working their summers at Ridgecrest Baptist Convention and Retreat in North Carolina. Charlie and Steve were kindred spirits in their upbringing and their love of image making, and they actually moved to Tokyo together to pursue freelancing projects in the 1980s. Steve is originally from Mississippi, as am I, and along with being an extraordinarily talented bluesman, he too is a talented photographer, as you get to see right now in his profound imagery during his performance tonight.
So please welcome Rambling Steve Gardner performing Gospel Plow. Take it away.
Now Paul and Silas laying in jail, ain't had money to go to bail. Hands on the plow, hold on. The chains, Lord, they would not break. Earth opened and earth did shake. Hands on the plow, hold on. 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 Keep your hands on the plow, y'all. Hold on. Lord, you know I love my friends, hands in hands, and then hands on the plow, hold on. No chains binding fellow man, except the chain of friendship, friend. Hands on the plow, hold on. 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 Keep your hands on the plow and hold on. Well, looking over yonder, tell me what you see. Band of angels shouting victory. Keep your hands on the plow. Hold on, 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 hold on. Keep your hands on the plow. Hold on, y'all. Now Lazarus rose up from the dead. Jesus
Wow,
Love
incredible.
Love it.
Thank you again, Steve, for that terrific performance and all of those amazing hand-colored images.
So cool. And by the way, while people are watching, they're still continuing to give. Carol Jones, thank you for your generosity. Pamela, is it Queason or something? I believe. Yeah, Queason. Thank you, Pamela. Marty Lewis, Lisa Harper. We're just so appreciative of everyone who is digging deep and raising their virtual paddle tonight and, as you said, into the future. So before we go, we also want to send a special thank you to some folks who helped make this event happen, starting with the amazing CVC team. Susan Cole, Susan Jones, Heidi Devereaux, Brian Marty. You should see, you can't see, but there's like a standing ovation in the studio. Yes, cut to camera 3. Look at that. See, there's the standing ovation right there. Of course, thank you to Catalyst Presents. You wouldn't be hearing our voice if it weren't for them or seeing us. Thank you, my talented MC. Thank you so much, Sarah Rudnoff, for being here.
Thank you. And can we please give it up to our auctioneer, Fred Northup Jr.?
Wow, look at us. Go team.
Go
Go
team.
team. Thank you, Sarah. All right, on behalf of all of the CVC Legacy Project team and all of their supporters, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We look forward to keeping you informed of all the things that we accomplished in 2022. Thank you again for your generosity. Please tell everyone about this important work.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. We hope to see you, of course, in person next year.
Yes.
Good night.
Thanks for joining us. Good night.